Tip and Cork games traditionally have, last year I think I probably bucked the trend a bit, like, you know, when Cork won it by 10 points or whatever it was, but certainly we're not expecting anything more than a point or two between the teams by the time we get to 5:30, 6 o'clock on that Sunday evening. This Cork team, I suppose, is the way they've evolved. You know, they've lost a couple of players like any other county. Some would have said that it might have crippled them, but they've actually come across the league coming into the last game, and they were in a position to get to league final the same as we were. When we played them below in the park earlier on the year, it was a draw game, very close, and I'm expecting nothing different when we play them in Championship and Thurles.
I think the approach this year is that we go out and we play as well as we can play any day we go out, and that starts against, you know, in the Cork game on the 29th of May, and we're not looking any further than that. We realise and Tip that we have a good bunch of players, you know, and if we can get everyone playing to the best of their potential, then we're going to give a good account of ourselves. Playing at a different level now, a much higher level, a better level. Players are fitter, you know, their skill levels are much higher, and you know, mentally they're much stronger.
This is our fourth time playing them now in 4 years, you know, and you know, the Cork team is still very strong, we'll say, defensively, and once Donald Cusick is there, I think he launches all their attacks, really, to be honest, from the back. So from that point of view, anytime I've come up against Cork, you know, they've been very productive in how they use the ball and how they work their score. So I'm sure the May the 29th is going to be no different, and you know we've a massive challenge ahead of us. Yeah, I suppose we've one or two long-term injuries. You know, Brendan Maher broke the leg, so he probably won't see action maybe in the Munster Championship. Bonner Maher is carrying a bit of a knock too, but you know, other than that, everyone is probably healthy and well, you know, and no, I think the injured players in Tipperary, what we find is they'll be driving us on in training, and you know, they're still a big part of our squad.
We went down to Cork last year and we got blown out of it, like, we had no excuse on the day the best team won, so I suppose this year we're just going to have to be ready for it, and hopefully that we'll be able to put in a better performance than we did last year.
If you get too far into revenge and things like that, thinking about last year, I think it's very easy to lose your focus, and we plan to be very focused for that match. And really last year, it's not going to help you all that much. I mean, you have to have practical things that are going to help you during the match. That kind of, you know, those thoughts of motivation kind of go when you leave the dressing room, and it's all down to the hurling after that. So last year might have a small bearing, but not a lot, no.
When you're around the block as long as I've been, I suppose you always have your 1 year plan, and I've spoken to a number of players who would have said to me that, God, enjoy it while you have it. So the nights I'm driving to Thurles when the rain's pelting against the window, wondering why am I doing this, I just think of, well, there will be a moment, I suppose, when I'll want to have the opportunity to getting out in the rain, and I won't have it. So I think I'm grateful for the opportunity I'm getting, and I want to cherish every moment I have and be the best I can be while I'm in there.
The fact that when Tip and Cork meet, that there's very little between the teams, regardless of the competition or the situation, and we know it's going to be no different in Thurles on May 29th.